Hello there, my name is Lorraine Villasenor and I am here today to demo the web-based tool application Skitch for you. Skitch is a great web-based tool that serves as a virtual whiteboard for your classroom. Specifically, it helps you capture a document, annotate the document, and then present that document to your students so that they can see it. This tool is especially helpful for AP teachers with the emphasis on close reading and free response questions. Before you can expect students to annotate their text, it's usually very helpful to model your annotations and to model your expectations. Through this tool, you are able to do that. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, the very first thing that we are going to do is we have the Skitch application open, and I want to go ahead and upload my document. You can upload your document one of two ways. You are going to click right here on this arrow, and you can select Screen Snap, Full Screen, open a file, or of course you can start with a blank template. We're going to go ahead and take a screenshot of the document that I would like to demo. So I will click on Screen Snap, and it takes me right here to where I have my Word document open. Now I want my AP students to annotate the following sermon from John Patrick Shanley's play, Doubt. So I'm going to click right here in the upper left hand corner, and I'm going to drag my cursor over the entire passage, make sure that I capture all of the text, and as soon as I let go, it will open it back up in the Skitch application. So I'm going to come right over here and expand it, and I can go ahead and get started with my annotations. The very first thing that I would like to show you is how to highlight. A lot of times our students think that to highlight means to highlight everything. And so in my modeling today, I want to emphasize you don't necessarily need to highlight everything to have good annotations. So I'm going to click right over here where it's got the letter A, Pen Tools. I can either use a pen or I can use a highlighter. I'm going to select the highlighter, and I'm going to specifically highlight a couple things. I want my students to take note that we have the repetition of no one knows actually, in these three lines so that they make note of the repetition. I also want them to take note of all of the questions in the sermon. So I'm going to take my highlighter and I'm going to go through and I'm going to highlight all of the questions so that they can be sure to discuss that later as we are reading our play. In addition to the highlighting tool, you also have arrows. So I'm going to click right over here where it says arrow. And down here at the bottom, you have the option to change the color. So with the arrows, I want to take note of all of the questions that I highlighted. So I might take one question and I'll draw my arrow out to the side so that I can add an annotation so they know why we're highlighting all of these question marks. So to add text, I'm going to go right back over to the left-hand side, and where I've got the letter A right here, it says Text Tool. I will click on that. I'm going to go back to my document, and you put the letter wherever it is that you want the text. So I want the text right here in the upper right hand corner. So I'm going to click, and a text box will open, and I'm going to write out RQ, and my AP students would know that for rhetorical question. And you can take it and move it. All right, I think I want to add a couple other annotations. For example, right here I've highlighted no one knows, and I really want my students to take note of the use of repetition. So I'm going to open up another text box, and I'm going to type repeat so that they can take note of all of the phrases that have been repeated just in that very, very short passage. And that is how you add annotations onto your document. Now, once you have annotated your document to your liking, you're going to want to either save it or present it, and you have two options. You can save the annotated document as an image, and to do that, we're going to go right over here to where it says Skitch in the upper left-hand corner, Save as Image. I'm going to put it on my desktop, name the file accordingly, hit save, and you'll have it saved to your computer so that you can pull up later to upload to a website or pull up on your computer so that you can project the example to the class. If you don't want to do that, you also have the option to copy the URL to present to students. To do that, you're going to click right over here where it says Share. You're going to go down and click on Copy URL to Clipboard. And it takes just a second to do that, and it's going to be on your clipboard so that when you right click and hit paste, you will be able to open up the document. So it says the URL has been copied, so I'm going to go down here and open up my web browser, right click, paste, and there it is. You could also provide this link to your students, and then that way they're able to go to the website and see all of your annotations right there. With the emphasis on close reading and annotations, this really is an important skill for students to have. The web-based tool Skitch allows you to provide examples and model your expectations. If students can see an example of what good quality annotations look like, then they will model those same skills on their paper and in their book.